Hello and welcome to another episode of the Mad Dogs podcast. Today is Friday, everyone. It is January 21st, I believe it is January 21st. When you are hearing this, we are recording this on Thursday night. If you are listening to on Spotify, we appreciate you for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate you for watching. It's a ton of fun recording this. And we love the support. We love the views we're getting. We greatly appreciate it. So we are upon UFC 270. We're upon a big college basketball slate on Saturday. We're upon the divisional rounds in the NFL. We just got our first rankings for college baseball. And we have a ton of stuff going on around the sports world. And so this is a good time to be doing a sports podcast because there's a lot going on. And we're super excited to be covering as much as we can. Tonight, we are covering a lot. We have a couple segments that we have not done on this podcast. We are talking college baseball. We're talking about the NFL draft. So we got a good episode for you guys today. But kind of what I wanted to start out with is the kind of, other than NFL, kind of a big fight that's happening this weekend. Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane are fighting Saturday night for UFC 270. They are the main event. And, Bon, what did you just send? Oh, did they not cover? What happened?
Oh, they can't. UFC come back and won that game.
Oh, did you pick Moneyline? Use your words. You're muted. Use your words. He's muted.
My bad. Sorry. I picked Colorado +2 and they lost by 3.
Oh no.
How treacherous.
Oh, that's rough. I hate that for you.
Down cat is cataclysmic. Is that what you said last week?
Down bad.
Down catastrophic. Down cataclysmic. Whatever you want to say.
Cataclysmic, yeah.
Cataclysmic. All right, so UFC. What you?
No, it's not that.
UFC 270 is Saturday night, and we have two fights that are kind of interesting to talk about. The first one is a trilogy. The third fight between Moreno and Figueiredo is, I think, how you say his name. If I butchered that, I apologize. I'm just not really good at pronouncing names on this podcast, but of course, I'm the one to do it. So a quick history of these two guys fighting. Their first fight was a draw, believe it or not. They fought a UFC 256, I believe was the event. So they drew. Moreno got a rematch on a UFC 263. He won that one by knockout. And so this is a third fight. Obviously, Figueiredo is going to get his rematch, kind of like a title clause thing. And this is kind of an interesting matchup just because of the history between these two. I know these two guys probably hate each other and they know each other in the ring or in the octagon. So this might be an interesting fight, and it is a good lead up to the main event.
Yeah, I don't know much about these two guys. I mean, I guess these are the only two good fighters in that weight class because they've been fought 3 times for the title. So
I think it is weird that they fought 3 times in a row. That's the first time a trilogy has happened in the UFC where 3 fights happen consecutively. And, the first one being a draw was kind of like, okay, this could be a pretty good, rivalry brewing. It could be something to watch out for. And doing it early in the year like this, to have a trilogy fight, early in January, is kind of nice because, we talk about Ngannou and Gane kind of overlooking this fight here, but it might be a pretty good fight. Brandon Moreno is the favorite at -180. But I've heard a lot of people, I've seen some things on Twitter saying that Figueiredo needs to be, if you're a betting man, maybe bet on him because he can give Brandon Moreno a run for his money because, again, this is the third time in a row that these two have fought.
Is there an age
No.
difference? Do y'all know if there's an age difference?
I tried to
Well-
find the rundown of the fight and couldn't really find anything.
By the way, while you're looking for the age, by the way, flyweight is 115 pounds.
Damn.
It's great.
I feel
Well,
like it's-
Moreno is the belt holder, but Figueiredo is the number 1 ranked fighter in that division.
Yeah.
And I feel like calling it flyweight is completely disrespectful.
What do you want to call
Yeah, what
Toss
would you
weight.
call- Toss weight. Let's go.
him?
Evan
Brandon
loves that.
Moreno.
Love that
Brandon
talk.
Moreno is 28 years old. Figueiredo is 34.
34.
Yep.
Oh,
Old head.
So,
I mean, it's
yeah,
20 and 2 though. I mean,
yeah, he is. Which he has one loss to, or he has one of those losses to Brandon Moreno. So,
It was via submission too. So
Okay,
Moreno
there
made
you
him
go.
tap. The first fight, it says there was a lot of nut shots by Figueiredo or whatever. So I don't know. I hadn't watched the fight, but I'm wondering if Figueiredo might have beat him that fight and it ended up a draw because
the
of the
nut
nut
shots.
shots.
Penalties.
Yeah.
Brandon Moreno is also 19-5-2, so he's had 2 draws. I find that kind of
Sus.
interesting.
Kinda sus.
Weird. Kind of weird.
They were both.
If you look at
125 pounds,
percentages,
it looks like.
If you look at percentages though, Figueiredo, however you pronounce it, his significant strike accuracy is a decent amount higher than Moreno.
Significant strikes to the crotch region.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say that's
Whoa.
pretty significant.
There is a 2-inch reach difference. Moreno has
not.
a 2-inch reach, huh?
The reach is the same. It's
Oh.
just the height difference.
No, it's-
No, never mind.
It's 2
It's
inches.
Okay.
It's the leg reach.
Okay. Well, the okay, there you
The
go.
leg reach is the same.
But yeah, I kind of find this fight interesting. I think this is a whole good card for UFC 270 if you kind of look at it. I just like looking at the odds, and I'm almost positive the odds are pretty even for all 5 fights on the main card. So yeah. What is that?
I guess-
What is that?
Kind of going into this fight blind, not knowing much about these
Yeah, I
two.
saw that, Avon.
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna say for Figueiredo to win, he's gonna have to try to keep it on his feet and make him throw, and for Moreno to win, try to take it to the ground and wrestle with him.
Observation. Ready.
Okay. Fun
Thanks,
fact.
man.
All right, hold up. Hunter just texted us. This is what he said. Okay, you ready?
You get shot?
How the hell you miss a whole 100 shots? That was his text. Guys. That was his text. Guys. Okay. Oh shit, that's funny. And he sent a picture of a bunch of cops outside of his apartment. Yeah, he wasn't there. That's pretty damn funny.
Bring
That's
back
pretty
live
damn funny.
TV.
Is there someone in my house?
Hi, Kylo.
It's the shooter.
It's the pirates. It's your piano dude above you.
Are they in here, dude? Oh my god, bro. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Okay.
What's tonight? Thursday?
Yeah.
It's Cole's drinking night. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Ends in a Y.
Bar night.
Yeah. Okay.
Poor Wilkie.
So the main card for Saturday night is Francis Ngannou, Cyril Gane, and I think we can all agree that we like Francis Ngannou, but this fight might be a little bit closer than we think. Francis Ngannou, 16-3 in the UFC. His last fight, he fought Stipe and beat him to win the title. But then he, what I don't really know the whole ordeal of him not taking the next fight. But the next thing we know, Cyril Gane fights Derek Lewis, and Cyril Gane beats him. Cyril Gane is 10-0, and he's also the favorite in this matchup. He is minus 155. Does that interest y'all at all?
They changed the odds from like a week ago, though, didn't they? They did have Ngannou at like plus 160 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was
170.
plus. I think he was closer to 170. I really do. Yeah, I think you're right. Um, I think the most important thing about this fight is that Cyril Gane hasn't really been in a spot like this, whereas Francis Ngannou, this is going to be his first title fight to defend what's his. And Cyril Gane, who I don't know his age, I'm about to look it up, but he's still young. I don't dislike Cyril Gane in this instance because I think he's going to be a really good fighter, like a really good fighter. He's 31 years old. Okay, and Ngannou's what, 30? I can't remember exactly. Mid 30s. Mid 30s. Yeah. Okay. And Ngannou, I think he's watching a movie.
Who's they?
Oh, he's watching a movie. Okay. I was so confused. I thought I heard beer opening.
Who doesn't drink beer?
Truly's open.
Seltzers.
I'm so confused.
Seltzers.
Anyways.
Busting open that bottle of Deep Eddies.
Just know that I'm confused. Ngannou, y'all know that he is my favorite fighter. Like ever since he's kind of blew up on the scene, like he's been my favorite guy to watch just because he is an absolute beast of a man. Not more of a beast than Avon, obviously, but he is a beast of a man. And look at that. Francis Ngannou, I think we'll win this fight. And I know last week I said that it will be by decision, but I obviously did not think that hard enough. I think he'll win in the first or second round by knockout. Like, I think he's going to go after Gane. Gane's going to be a little bit tense, I feel like, because it is his first title fight. He's only had 10, professional fights. And I think Ngannou's going to use that a little bit more of experience and a little bit more of experience in title fights to go after Gane, keep him on his heels, and defeat him, claim, and retain the championship.
Yeah, I kind of hate predicting fights like this because we know what Ngannou is going to bring, but Gane, we really hadn't seen much from him other than him knocking out Derek Lewis, which Derek Lewis didn't look good in that fight at all. So I don't really know. They were sparring partners for a while, by the way, Gane and Ngannou. So that might play a factor into it. I don't know, really. I think Ngannou's going to beat him.
I think it's going to be a slow fight at the beginning. Because if you watch I know y'all watched the fight, Ngannou's last fight. Who was that against again?
Stipe.
Yeah, Stipe. He started off real slow, and then Stipe kind of got aggressive, and then he played off of that. And watching Gane against Derek Lewis, he kind of did the same thing.
I think it's fair to bring up too. Stipe is a really good fighter. So,
and another thing is, it's going to be a whole different fight style for him against Ngannou than it was Derek Lewis, because Derek Lewis is short. He's like 5'10", right?
Yeah, he's also slower than Ngannou. Ngannou can fly around the ring for his size.
You calling 5'10" short hitch?
Yeah, for real, bro.
Compared to someone 6'4", yeah.
What?
Aren't you
what's the weight?
You could be 5'6".
Should Draymond be a center? No.
Okay.
What's the weight for heavyweight?
This is 245.
245.
Heavyweight's 263.
Yeah.
Huh?
Heavyweight's like 205 to 255, correct?
I think light heavyweight's 205.
Ngannou's 263.
Oof.
It says his weight according to UFC is 250.
Yeah, I was going to say, I see that as well. Yeah, Ngannou is 250.
That's going to be their weigh-in weight, I think.
Well, they have Gane at 247 on here. I don't know if he's still at that or not. But
the upper weight limit for heavyweight is 265.
So he
He
had to be under 265. That's
okay.
it.
Gane is 247, 6'4", so they're both 6'4".
I would imagine massive individuals.
Yeah. I would imagine the reach is about the same. It says 81 for Gane. What's Ngannou?
It's 283. It's 2-inch difference.
Ngannou is a big dude.
Listen to these weight ranges. So like most of the weight classes, like the minimum and maximum is like a 10, 15 pound difference. The heavyweight weight difference is 60 pounds from the minimum weight and maximum weight.
That's crazy.
It's 205. The max is 265. That'd be insane for a 265-pound guy to be fighting a 205-pound.
I think they've got to agree on a weight to meet at in the weight class. Like if they both agree on like 255, as long as they're within like 5 pounds of that weight, I think the fight's good to go.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna see somebody gain 50 pounds for a fight though, so they're probably
Yeah,
just
it's also
never gonna
hard to
fight each
lose
other.
20. So if they both had to gain 20, right? Like that's
Bro,
gotta
have you
be
ever watched
damn-
those? Have you ever watched those videos of people cutting weight the night
Yeah.
before?
Yeah,
That
that's
It's
just
looks
like
miserable.
they lose 9 pounds in one night. It's like
a lot of
they're
people
like-
have died from that.
they're so dehydrated, like they can barely walk.
And then they go out there and fight the next day.
Yeah,
It's not that they're
crazy.
just dehydrated too; they're sitting there doing cardio the whole time too.
Yeah.
That next day or that
Getting
night.
in getting a shit ton of saunas and stuff too.
But
Getting all
I-
that water weight out.
I
Sweat
find
it
it
out.
hard to believe they're going to put somebody that's 265 in there with somebody that's 205 and be like, yeah, y'all go ahead and fight.
They won't.
God, that'd be horrible.
I think once you get above 265, you're classified for sumo wrestling though.
And your
Um,
strategy at 265 against a guy in 205 is just lay on him.
I don't know. I'd like to see Ngannou at 285.
I don't think I want to see him any bigger. That motherfucker is.
No, that'd be
huge.
freaking awesome.
I mean, let's be honest. Though, Derek Lewis 265 and Ngannou's 265 is two different total weights.
Yeah.
I mean, how
All
much is-
muscle for-
Yeah.
How much does Aaron Judge weigh?
Like
Probably
280.
And then
8.
Jose Altuve weighs like 160, and Jose Altuve owns him. So I mean, I guess it can happen.
I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess you're right.
How does
Okay,
he
but I'm
own
taking Aaron Judge in an actual
Judge?
fight.
No, Jose Altuve owns him.
Oh, you're right. He likes to cheat. So
Altuve would be
Like
punching his
something.
kneecaps.
Aaron Judge will just get a plastic surgery afterwards, like he did with his teeth.
every time the buzzer hits, it's like there's a left punch coming. Buzzer.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Uh,
Dead joke. Using jokes from
Oh.
5 years ago.
All right. So yeah, that's UFC 270 kind of. I do. Jesus Christ, I can't say that out loud. Okay. Good one, Avon. Avon made a really good joke. You know, can't say it on the podcast. I don't think.
just
I'm not
bleep
saying
it.
it on. I'm not saying. Yeah. I'll bleep it. Okay. Take a read.
that's awful. It's awful.
Okay. All right.
Oh shit.
Moving on from the UFC, that was our UFC 270 preview. Again, that's Saturday night. All of us except Avery will be watching that fight together. So,
I got
yeah.
work.
Avery has work, but yeah, we will all be watching that fight. So, Jesus Christ, y'all stop. Okay. I believe it was yesterday or the day before. I guess when they're hearing this, it would have been the day before yesterday.
The
Mel
day after
Kiper-
tomorrow.
The day after yesterday's tomorrow. Mel
Happy
Kiper released his
Friday.
Mel Kiper released his first mock draft, and I want to go over a couple things because I know we have differing opinions on some of the draft picks, who's going where. And there's some things that Mel Kiper put on his mock draft that I just don't agree with at all. I think a couple of them are a little bit laughable, but
What if he thinks you're laughable?
I hate. All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the first two that Mel Kiper has are two defensive ends, and we've seen both of them. One of them was kind of hurt a majority of the year, not a majority, but a little bit of the year. But the Aiden Hutchinson is at number one, going to Jacksonville, and I don't know how well I agree with this, just because I think Thibodeau is a little bit better than Hutchinson on paper and like talent wise. And luckily, I think that the good thing about I can't. God dang it.
Jesus Christ, David.
right. Dude, I
I'm gonna
can't.
cry.
Nobody's gonna understand why we're laughing, dude. I can't be doing this on the fucking podcast because I can't like say it. All right. Okay. Aiden Hutchinson, number 1 to Jacksonville. And Jacksonville, I mean, at times looked okay on defense.
Pull it together, man.
All right, let's go.
Aiden Hutchinson. Their defense looked good at times, but it also looked atrocious at times. Man, and I'm trying to think of the best way to just describe this, but this is also a weird one. Okay. The Detroit Lions had the 2 pick. Kayvon Thibodeau to the Detroit Lions, which would kind of be crazy because Aiden Hutchinson could go to Detroit, stay kind of home or whatever, but whatever. I think Kayvon is better than Aiden Hutchinson talent-wise. I think that once the NFL Combine comes out and they see how much of a freak Kayvon is, then I think the Jaguars are going to end up going with him. Not to say that Aiden Hutchinson isn't good, but I think Kayvon's a little bit better. And I think he's going to pan out a little bit better than Aiden Hutchinson.
I
don't see how anybody can project him to go number 1.
I think that game against Georgia kind of hurt him a little bit.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to decline a team picking him?
You cannot sign a contract.
Yeah.
It's called retiring.
I would just not pick to go to Jacksonville.
That's what Eli Manning did.
Yeah, Eli Manning did that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't want to play for the Chargers.
Yeah, but he just got traded though.
Yeah, but you could see it on his face when the Chargers drafted me. He was like, what the hell? This wasn't supposed to happen.
I mean, why would you want to go play in Jacksonville?
Dude, what are you talking about? Jacksonville is the premier spot for football.
Who sent that goddamn picture? God.
I watched that the other day. I mean, Jesus Christ, stop.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So dumb.
I'm cutting that out of the video. I just want y'all to know that.
That's okay.
Yeah, after watching the Georgia game, I don't see how Aiden Hutchinson, you kind of put him in number 1, and I get that Thibodeau kind of didn't play all 12 games, and, he wasn't, like, the greatest, like, stat-wise, but that was because he didn't play in all 12 games. I think Thibodeau is, a better fit for number 1 pick. I think it's really weird that the defensive ends are going number 1. I would imagine that Jacksonville needs a lineman or something to help Trevor Lawrence and help James Robinson's running game. That's just me though. I don't understand. This isn't the first disagreement that I have with the mock draft. It's not the biggest either. It is something that I'm kind of questioning because is Jacksonville needing a defensive end? He would go, across the side against Josh Allen, I would imagine. But Thibodeau at number 1, I feel like would be better than Hutchinson at number 1.
Yeah, is Jacksonville problem defense?
That's kind
It's
of
everything, dude. It is literally everything.
They scored what, like a maximum of 24 points, like the most in one game, or 26, something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, what else do you go on offense? You don't go wide receiver number 1.
right.
All right, so is Thibodeau
you can't take a running back either because you see what's happened to Saquon and McCaffrey. Like,
I mean, why not?
I mean, if there's a slam dunk number 1 overall pick for a lineman, maybe.
That's what I thought.
Like
Evan Neal's at 03 or at
Who's
3.
the top wide receiver in this draft class?
They have it.
Drake London's what it has.
Yeah, Drake London at 10 is the top one pick.
I was gonna kind of put in like a reference to the Bengals where they were like, oh, they need an offensive tackle this year, and they go out and get Jamar Chase. Now they're one of the best teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
Is Thibodeau the guy they had on that talk show during the national championship game talking about the reason he didn't go to Alabama's because their academics wasn't like great, and then he proceeded to use the wrong word in the sentence he was talking about them in?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Well, it's a good thing you ain't got to be smart to play in NFL. So
yeah,
education's out the window at this point.
Yeah,
you don't have to be smart to coach in the NFL either. Just look at Mike McCarthy.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, yeah, he's getting up. He's gonna leave.
He said it.
No, so another one I kind of don't agree with. Bond, you said Houston has the 3rd pick.
Yep.
Okay. I kind of see. We texted about this earlier. We talked about what y'all's needs, and me watching Houston. They need defense like bad. They need anybody on defense that can make plays. And I think the perfect person is from Notre Dame, and he's a safety, and he's a absolute beast. He's a ball hawk with Kyle Hamilton. But Mel Kiper has Evan Neal going 3rd to the Texans as an offensive tackle. Now, you texted me earlier, said, you still have Laramie Tunsil. Why would we not get rid of him? Which he does. He has the most ball starts, in the past 2 years in the NFL.
Crazy expensive contract. I'd be fine with losing. I'd be fine with trading Laramie Tunsil, getting rid of his huge contracts and getting a new offensive tackle. Because that'd free up a lot of cap space for our future. But also, I'm also perfectly fine with Kyle Hamilton. I like him a lot.
Kyle Hamilton was really good at Notre Dame. He's coming from a defensive, not a powerhouse, but a defensive coach team. Dude's like crazy talented, and I think he would be a good fit in Houston just because he would be a huge playmaker. Now that's not to say that he might lose like a career there if Houston doesn't figure it out like in the right coach aspect. But if they do figure it out coaching wise, then Kyle Hamilton would be a huge aspect of that secondary because I know the secondary is terrible. They give up a lot of yards passing. But he would be so good playing over the top and making plays because he finds ways to get the ball.
Yeah, we have a really good defense coordinator too. I think Kyle Hamilton would fit in our system pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like Kyle Hamilton. We kind of talked about him midway through the year. He was a guy that, for Notre Dame was huge. He's huge for Notre Dame, and he was really good, just in general. Next one, we're getting some love from Mississippi State. Charles Cross, number 6 overall taken. They have him going to Carolina. I don't know what Carolina's needs are beside a quarterback. I would imagine an offensive lineman, but they really do run the ball pretty efficiently when they have McCaffrey healthy. But Charles Cross, top 10 lineman. We saw him all year. He was really good protecting Will Rogers. That's why Will Rogers had a lot of success because of Charles Cross. So we owe him like a lot of credit. I really am glad that he's a top 10 pick. I think it's huge for State in general because now you can say, hey, we get a lot of first-round picks, which they do. They get a lot on defense. Finally, an offensive first-round pick with Charles Cross.
I think the Panthers are going to be a laughing stock of the NFL for the next few years.
The Texans have been the past couple of years.
Whoa, now we have a more recent playoff win than the Cowboys. Relax. First off, second off, Texans quarterback coach declined an interview to the Panthers for an offensive coordinator position. That's the only declined interview I've seen this offseason.
Yeah. Dan Quinn declined.
Dan Quinn declined. Okay. Yeah, Jacksonville too. They're a laughing stock. But I think we're going to hire our offensive coordinator or our quarterback coach to our offensive coordinator.
I don't know how I feel about Matt Rule still being there. I think he's kind of shown that he's not a great coach.
They need to fire Matt Rule. They need to get rid of Cam Newton.
Yeah, they need a quarterback, I really do think. I thought that this might be a pick that might go to a quarterback. But again, like Charles Cross, great lineman. If you're setting up for like a future like run game, then that's the way to go. Even though Charles Cross was a pass protector. If that's what they're looking for, a guy to protect the pocket, then they're getting that guy in Charles Cross.
Maybe they're thinking get Cross now and we'll tank for a quarterback next year where it's a better quarterback class.
Yeah.
I kind of like the strategy of getting offensive linemen before you go out and get a franchise quarterback anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
protect your guy.
Yeah.
You're gonna get an Andrew Luck.
Yeah, where he's retired about 29 years old.
Yeah.
Because he's had like 10, 15 injuries since he's been in the league.
Yeah.
Tony
again,
Romo.
All right.
I said 10 or 15, not 30.
Why isn't Hay getting any sympathy?
Because he plays for Jerry Jones.
He was like that.
He doesn't love Jerry Jones.
He was like that. That fish
The
off
entire
SpongeBob.
American population.
Liberal.
What?
One that I like a lot for kind of like a pick, kind of like from a fit standpoint. They got David Ojabo at 7 to the New York Giants. I think he'll fit in well over there. I think he'll be really good on the defensive line. I know they have Leonard Williams over there. I kind of, don't know their whole defensive line, but I know Leonard Williams is there. I think that he'll make an immediate impact on the Giants' pass rush, and I know their defense has to get a little bit better. Getting to the quarterback is something that they struggle with. So I think that Ojabo might fit in well at New York.
I got another thing about the Panthers real quick. Sorry about that. So, I mean, Bryce Young's going to be a junior next year. So you go offensive line this year. And then if Bryce Young comes out next year and you draft him, I mean.
Yeah, you got a good point there. Also,
You think he would elect for the draft? Yeah, he would.
At his junior year,
yeah, he would.
He's done.
You win a Heisman, and I don't know.
Well,
if he's got to win the national championship. If he doesn't win it next year,
which he's going to do next year.
Yeah. Then there's nothing else he can do at Alabama.
He's declaring anyways, championship or not.
Yeah, he'll be in the NFL.
Stetson Bennett will also be in the draft next year. Keaton Slovis will be in the draft. There will be more that come up, but yeah, I agree. The Panthers' goal right now kind of doesn't make me feel like they're actually absolutely going to fuck it up. But I think they have to get rid of Matt Rule first. So what I think might happen is they'll keep Matt Rule because they're like, this guy's awful, and they'll win 3 games next year, and they'll get first pick, and then they'll get Bryce Young, and then fire Matt Rule. So that might be what happens. And I'm going to keep this receipt just in case that happens. So there you go. David Ojabo, number 7. The second cornerback taken is Derek Stingley from LSU. Because Kyle Hamilton's a safety, but Derek Stingley, number 8. Hold on, let me check exactly where he's going. To the Falcons. We know the Falcons' pass defense is horrible. They obviously need a secondary guy. I don't think there's anything to really argue here.
Yeah, I think Derek Stingley would be a really good pick for them too. He's solid.
When do they look for a quarterback?
You can't. Maybe they kind of figured like
what team is this?
The Falcons.
Yeah, when do they start looking for a quarterback?
Not yet. I still like Matt Ryan.
I do too, but I mean, you have Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley.
Julio's out his prime.
Yeah.
I know. I'm talking about like
Julio's in Tennessee.
Yeah,
I'm saying like you think about last year.
Oh yeah.
It's their defense.
A few years ago, he was in the Super Bowl.
I mean, they're a running team now.
You can't fault their offense, dude. It's their damn defense. Their defense can't get stopped.
So, Matt Ryan's contract's up in 2023, or is it this
they're
year?
sitting this one out. Probably 2023. They might sit this one out.
Yeah, I think they'll ride out his contract.
Yeah, that's fair. Be next year. Next year they'll get a quarterback.
Yeah, they'll have plenty of picks for a quarterback next year.
Which,
so I don't
how
think
old
there's
is he
any-
now?
Which-
He was drafted in what?
That's
like
hold up,
8?
Stetson Bennett to fucking Atlanta next
No.
year. Stetson
Absolutely
Bennett.
not.
I'm just saying.
Well,
Okay.
He'll be lucky if he gets
This-
drafted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. The next one is probably one of my favorite for pick and fit. They got Nakobe Dean at number 9 to Denver to keep a stacked defense. Yeah, I really like. I love this one actually. This is probably one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, I think it's a really good fit. I
I
like
think
it.
he goes earlier.
I could see him going earlier.
Where would he
I could
go?
get-
Like I could see him going earlier, but where do you think he'd go? You think the Falcons may take him?
He's fast enough to be a coverage linebacker. So if you want him
Yeah.
to cover, he can do it.
I think
Or the-
after this
or the
year,
Gi-
with saying how Micah Parsons, that freaky athleticism out of that linebacker position,
Mhm.
I feel like people were going to be thinking he's going to be that next guy.
Yeah, which he
It's kinda
can be. That dude's an
unfair.
athlete.
And that's why I think people will be like, well, his upside, like if it all pans out, could be a defensive player of the year candidate like next 2
Yeah.
years, So
Yeah.
I could see him going a little bit higher. I mean, it
Yeah.
just depends on team needs, I
I
guess.
feel like the Giants could take him at 7.
Yeah, I do. I would not be shocked at all if Ojabo falls to 9, which again would not be bad either, because Denver's
No.
getting another defensive player. Denver, I 100% think that they will go defense.
Right.
That's how they've been a lot recently.
They got
Defensive heavy in
Surtain
the
last year.
draft.
Surtain was really,
Yeah.
really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if they get a linebacker this year, a guy who, because I mean, I don't know about their pass rush all that well because is Bradley Chubb still there?
In Denver,
Yeah.
I believe so.
So like you got like Bradley Chubb, but their secondary is really good with Justin Simmons, Patrick Surtain. I think they kind of need their run defense is always really good as well. I think they need kind of like either a coverage, like a kind of a mix of a coverage linebacker and a guy you can bring off the edge. I think Ojabo is the pass rusher if he drops that low, but Nakobe Dean might be able to do both.
Right.
But that's just me. The first, all right, so this one's head scratching to me. I don't like this at all. I think this is the worst part of this mock draft. I do not think in any way, shape, or form Malik Willis will be the first quarterback taken off the board.
Nope. Pickett's better.
No, it's got to be Kenny Pickett, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's not just like by a pick or two. This is by 7 picks that he has.
Yeah, it's not close. Malik Willis is at 11. Kenny Pickett is next down at 18. But Washington would not go with a guy like Malik Willis because they had this kind of happen with Cordell Jones, right? Like a good college quarterback, but kind of was not elite college quarterback. And I think if you don't want to repeat, you go Kenny Pickett here because Kenny Pickett was elite. He was dual threat. I think he's on here it's going to say like Malik Willis is a better prospect and a better overall talent. But I think Kenny Pickett is a guy that Washington would kind of like personally. I know Ron Rivera's a coach. I get it. He had success with Cam Newton, whatever. But it's not like Kenny Pickett can't run. But he can definitely 100% throw the ball better than Malik Willis. We saw it. I mean, when we watched Liberty play Ole Miss made Malik Willis look like a FCS quarterback.
And Ole Miss's defense was subpar at best, maybe. I mean, they weren't great by any means.
So I don't understand why Malik Willis is at 11 before Kenny Pickett's taken at 18. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
I think Kenny Pickett. I mean, he's got to be the first quarterback to go. I don't know who's looking at Malik and saying that he's heads and shoulders above everyone else. Like his stats against worse opponents is worse. Like
it's not even one of those things. It's not even like a high risk, high reward thing in this situation. Really, like he don't have any upside. Like Kenny Pickett wouldn't. Like it don't make sense to me. Like Kenny Pickett's better in every aspect, and I don't know that.
It doesn't make sense. I don't know. And I've heard people talk about it. Like, I'm not the only one who thinks this. I don't know what Mel Kiper's looking at because even the kind of system that Ron Rivera would run, I don't see why Kenny Pickett wouldn't fit in there. We've seen Kenny Pickett move out of the pocket and be able to throw on the run. It just doesn't make sense to me. It's kind of weird.
The only thing that I can see they're going off would be is Malik Willis's just running ability. Dude had 14 touchdowns on the ground in 2020 and 13 in 2021. But I don't know if that's really something that you want out of your quarterback to be running the ball.
So you're going to have another Lamar who can't throw the ball very well?
I mean, how is this working for all the other teams? Look at him, Jalen Hurts, and all these other mobile quarterbacks. Are they really? Are that? Well, I mean, Kyler Murray can throw the ball though.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, how is that working for these guys? It's not working out just too well unless you're just an elite runner like Lamar Jackson.
No, even the top two that you think of in the NFL right now that are average throwing the ball. So obviously Russell Wilson's not average throwing the ball. And I don't think Kyler Murray's average throwing the ball. But Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts are both average, if not below average, throwing the ball. But elite runners, somehow the Eagles made the playoffs. I get it. But if you look at their schedule, you'd understand. And the other one, the Ravens didn't make the playoffs in a hard division. So, I don't know.
And I mean, and then you got to think about it. Like you saw, Lamar Jackson missed almost a whole year. Or at least well over half of it.
Yeah.
So I mean,
not only
that's
that,
a risk
but
you're running with that too.
Not only that, but I bet you linebackers. I'm 100% willing to bet that linebackers are going to be just as fast as Malik Willis in the NFL.
Yeah.
So he's going to have guys run them down. Like what? I don't.
Yeah. Because the guys that he's running up against, none of them are going to get drafted. I mean.
Yeah.
What's their strength of schedule? I mean, well, let's see here.
Liberty was not. I mean, I think they're an independent team. So.
Let me see what
it's got to be low.
Why does it keep going to? I'm trying to find their schedule for last year, but it's not pulling it up. I think Ole Miss was far the best team they played all year, and that's not saying a whole lot because.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Ole Miss was a good team.
Yeah, they were. But of course, I mean, they didn't look.
But not a good defensive team.
Oh yeah, defensive wise.
An average SEC defense, they put up 14 points. And Malik Willis, I think, had like a 51% completion percentage. Yeah, so it wasn't even that good.
Okay. They had 9 sacks on him.
Yeah, y'all want me to read off their schedule?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, hold on. I just had it. Where'd it go? All right, so it looks like they played Campbell. They beat 48-7. They beat Troy 21-13. Old Dominion, Syracuse beat them. They beat UAB, Middle Tennessee, Louisiana Monroe beat them. They beat North Texas, Massachusetts, lost to Ole Miss, and then Louisiana Lafayette beat them and Army beat them.
There you go.
Yeah.
Are you sure they didn't have the number one strength of schedule?
Might have been 2 or 3.
Yeah, it was top 5
easy.
I just don't understand why he's like he had a good junior year, like is okay. I mean, 20 touchdowns, 6 picks, and that's not awful. Plus the 14 on the ground, but you haven't seen a whole lot from him against good teams.
Yeah, it just makes me wonder what you were looking at when you were watching Kenny Pickett and Matt Corral play. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And if you're going off of like mobile quarterbacks like that, like you don't know how that's going to translate to the NFL regardless. It don't matter how fast or good you are.
Not only that, but Matt Corral and Kenny Pickett are just as mobile and much better throwing the football.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense to me why you would go, oh yeah, Malik Willis. But wait a minute, Kenny Pickett and Matt Corral played in New Year's Six Bowls and had great years in Power 5 conferences against better opponents. I don't get it.
Against the teams Malik Willis played this year, he had 2,857 yards, 27 touchdowns, had 12 interceptions, and his QBR was only 70.
I don't understand.
And he's at 11. That makes no Kiper's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, but
I don't understand it.
6 of his picks came in 2 games, so that's
maybe Mel Kiper just really hates the Washington football team.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe that's just clickbait.
He's a Cowboys fan. That's what's going on.
Big Cowboys fan.
He just got pissed about that playoff loss and was like, you know what? Fuck the Washington football team. Go get Malik Willis. That's what he did. Real quick, the next one. We talked about him a lot before the matchup against Alabama. Sauce Gardner is at 12. Let me look at the team. I gotta remember. Oh, the Vikings.
The Vikings.
We know the Vikings
That's
are secondary guys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Patrick Patterson was on a 1-year deal coming into this year. I figure it'll be a replacement for him, and obviously Cam Dantzler's all they got left. I mean, he's an average cornerback, but
yeah, he is. He can't be your number one. You got to have somebody that you face Devontae Adams twice a year. You have to have somebody play him.
And he torches him every year.
Yeah. If you put Ahmad Gardner on Devontae Adams and let him, and first year he's going to get cooked by Devontae Adams. So what? You let him learn. He's going to be a good cornerback for Minnesota. So I like that pick a lot. I think he's going to be really good. In his defense,
not many people can cover Devontae Adams. So
not many people. Nobody can. I'm sorry. Nobody in the league right now can.
Nobody can. Next two, there are two wide receivers from Ohio State on that Ohio State team that are going first round. Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, and that's not even saying that Jackson Smith-Jigba and Marvin Harrison Jr. are still in Ohio State, and they're losing 2 freaking first rounders. That's pretty cool for them. I think that's really Chris Olave is at 19, Garrett Wilson is at 15. They have Olave to the Eagles, which I like, and they have Wilson is 13. They have Garrett Wilson to the Browns, which I don't hate.
They got to get a quarterback that can throw it too.
Yeah, depending on their quarterback situation. So we won't talk about him much. But Olave to the Eagles, I like that one to kind of pair with Devontae Smith. And Jalen Reagor has been an absolute bust of a pick, which I think is a wasted pick. But yeah, there you go.
I'll take back my statement about Baker. I'll give him one more year, see how he does healthy. I think he can be a decent quarterback. I
feel like you have to have a short leash with him, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At least give him a chance.
Yeah. So next to the 2 quarterbacks that we talked about beforehand that we think are better than Malik Willis, they have Kenny Pickett at 18 to the Saints, Matt Corral the 20th to the Steelers. Very interesting if you look at fan bases and where they came from. I know Matt Corral is from California, but, as an Ole Miss player, you're going to see a lot of Saints fans from around here. I think it's kind of interesting that they're kind of swapping places and fan bases.
New Orleans doesn't want Ole Miss fans in their city. They're tired of those little shits. And also Matt Corral broke both his legs in the Saints Stadium.
So he's bad luck.
I don't think this is much. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are just going to draft the best quarterback they can at the time. So I don't think whoever's available, they're going to take him because who's their backup right now?
Ole Miss quarterbacks tend to get in trouble.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Ole Miss
like state linebackers.
Like Chad Kelly. Chad Kelly still threatens to shoot up places. And Steelers have, a reputation of picking quarterbacks that like to get in trouble too. Big Ben's been in some scandals, That's why they're going with Matt Corral.
You can take the man out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the man. And I feel like Chad Kelly lives by that. So
Can I say something though? So you see the Eagles at 15 and 16 right there. And coming off that brutal playoff loss against the Bucs, where Jalen Hurts could not even get a first down hardly.
Yep.
Would y'all be surprised to see Pickett or Corral go there, or even that other dude, Willis?
I'd be surprised to see Corral go there.
Eagles aren't drafting.
I feel like Hurts.
I'm sorry.
Hurts is bad, but I feel like Hurts has a higher ceiling than Corral. But I wouldn't be surprised if Pickett gets picked.
Y'all saw the throws that Hurts was making, though. That was atrocious to watch. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, they got 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, they got 15, 16, and 19. I think if
what do you
19th pick, I think if they can – well, if you get –
I still think they should pick Chris Olave. I'm going to say that. I think they should still get a wide receiver because Jalen Reagor is fucking horrible. They need a wide receiver, whether that be Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jahan Dotson's coming to the draft. Somebody like that they need. I know even if they wait till second round, they got David Bell that they could go after. They cannot have Jalen Reagor as a number 2. I'll be pissed if they do.
Okay.
We'll get a running back.
Jalen
Hurts has their most rushing yards.
Miles Sanders is time.
Gardner Minshew is going to be gone. So second of all, you don't have a backup quarterback. So, I mean, it would create more competition for Jalen Hurts and somebody else too, especially with how bad they look.
I don't disagree with you.
You can't be sold on them.
I know that they have to have a wide receiver.
If I'm the Eagles here,
A good wide receiver isn't going to fix Jalen Hurts.
Gets Devontae Smith open. All you got to do is throw it to Devontae Smith. He's going to.
Did you say that where he had his own little island in the end zone Saturday, and Jalen Hurts wanted to wait 40 seconds to throw the ball?
Well, what I'm saying is, why don't you go earlier? I mean, Olave.
I would take Olave earlier, and if you can look up and get one of the quarterbacks in the later picks, like take Olave 15, and then if you can get whatever you want 16, and if you can steal one of the quarterbacks at 19, I would take one of the quarterbacks at 19, take Olave first.
Hell, Matt Corral will be.
I don't know. I think the quarterback's more important than doing that. I mean, you got back-to-back picks. You could take both of them at the same time.
So, you are right. So they have, for people who don't know, they have 15, 16, and 19, like whoever here said. So back-to-back at 15 and 16. Right now, the mock draft says Devin Lloyd from Utah, who I really, really like. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets taken higher. He might be higher. And the next one is, I'm not saying his name, the defensive end from Penn State, Arnold Ebiketie. That's how I'm going to say his name. Ebiketie. Yep, I'm saying it like that. Ebiketie, who I understand another defensive end, but I don't think you need to go 2 defensive guys, especially if you have 3. Their defense wasn't like generationally bad. If you get 1 guy, I think you're okay. I personally think they would go a secondary guy because their pass defense isn't, great. But whatever. But I do agree that I think Chris Olave should be on their board, but I think maybe go a quarterback. You're going to need a backup. Like Hitch said, Gardner Minshew probably won't be there. Who maybe just get rid of Jalen Hurts and let Gardner Minshew play. He might be in a better spot.
Yeah, I think so.
I still think he's a defensive guy. So
unless that's what they're going to do, then they may not take a quarterback if they want to go Minshew or let them fight out for
they very well. Which Sirianni would have to adjust to that because he's a real run heavy coach. Just because we've seen that. But
but with him telling them basically that there was nothing he could do for the starter spot this season, Minshew isn't going to want to sign there again.
Unless in the offseason meetings you say, hey, look, if you can throw the ball, we're going to get a wide receiver. We're going to get Olave. Look, this is our draft plan. And he's, telling Jalen Hurts this too. We're going to have to throw the ball because we have fucking Devontae Smith on our team. And we're going to have Chris Olave. We're going to need one of y'all to throw the ball. Looking at you, Gardner. So go out there and win the spot,
I don't know. I don't know how – it's crazy because, right there before the playoffs, he was like, there's nothing you can do to win this spot. And then literally after the playoff game, everybody's like, oh, there's speculation around Jalen Hurts now. It's like that makes no damn sense at all.
Yep.
They're just in a weird spot in Philly.
Yep.
We got 3 first-round picks, so.
Yeah, can't fuck it up.
That's kind of scary, honestly.
You cannot fuck it up. So, all right. Last one that I wanted to mention was Jordan Davis at 17. I like the fit at the Los Angeles Chargers. They need to stop the run. He's a big body who can help disrupt the run and help get after a quarterback. I think he'll be a good fit in Los Angeles. They missed the playoffs solely because they couldn't stop the run. They lost to teams who ran the ball down their throat, like the Texans, who have Rex Burkhead break out for 150 yards. So Josh Jacobs, in that last game had a pretty good game too. So I think defense is their problem. Offensively, they are just fine.
Yeah,
they need to work on defense, stop the other team from scoring. They'll be all right. So I think they should focus on defense. I think Jordan Davis is a good pickup. If Jordan Davis is not available, look for a secondary guy or a linebacker who can. This would be like a Devin Lloyd would be a good pick for them as well. So, something like that for the Chargers.
I got a couple things, two picks I want to talk about, in which they're early 20 picks. Jameson Williams to New England. What do you think about that with him being reunited with Mac Jones?
We talked about this earlier. I said it, man. They're going to be doing stuff like this. Now, Jameson Williams, I know, is a transfer, so I don't know how long he's been at Alabama. But coming from a system where Mac Jones played, going to a system where Mac Jones has played, might be a pretty good fit. I think they do need a wide receiver. I like Jacoby Myers. I like Nelson Aguilar. I like what's the other one? N'Keal Harry, Kendrick Bourne. I think they need kind of a standout wide receiver because all of those guys kind of get mixed in together. They're a run-heavy offense, but then Mac Jones figures it out. Jameson Williams is the number one. Could be kind of filthy. I would like it.
Yeah. You think that torn ACL hurts his
No.
You don't think he drops any?
No.
He's got sub 4.3 speed.
Yeah, dude's gonna run. When he gets healthy, dude's gonna run.
Next one I'll talk about is Trayvon Walker to the Cowboys. Hitch. Yeah. What do you think about that? Like, is there a spot for him to play?
That's the defensive end, right?
Yeah, from Georgia. Is there a spot for him to play?
It depends on if we get Randy Gregory back. He's a free agent this year, which I feel like after him kind of having a breakout year this year, I think we re-sign him. In that case, no, I think that's dumb. I like us going either safety or offensive lineman, specifically a left guard, or maybe even a left tackle, because Tyron Smith's hurt 75% of the year. So, I mean.
Yeah. So, real quick, Hitch, to go after your offensive lineman, the only other two, there's only one other one that would be probably available to y'all at 24. Yeah, 24. That would be the next pick is an offensive tackle from Northern Iowa, Trevor Pennington. So you can go after him. Depending on Randy Gregory, if you're not going to go after him, I think Trayvon Walker would absolutely. I think Micah Parsons would be just like better. You got to worry about a guy like Trayvon Walker. I think, and you said secondary. So you got a couple guys. Trent McDuffie from Washington, and there was one more. Oh, Kyler Gordon from Washington. Two names that I don't really know well. But there are two other ones that might be available to y'all.
Well, I know we got we might be going after linebacker again this year too. Jabril Cox towards ACL, and then I don't know what we're going to do with Van Der Esch either too. But I do know that J-Ron Curse and Malik Hooker both on one-year deals. Mm-hmm. I don't know if J-Ron's going to try to get paid after this year because he was absolutely unbelievable on those number one tight ends. So we got a lot of decisions to make in Dallas. So that's going to be a big deciding factor in the draft.
Is it odd to any of y'all that there's no running backs projected in the first round?
No.
Not even.
You have to be a stud to go first round.
It's not normally not like that. Najee Harris and guys like that are an exception. Yeah. Kenneth Walker, they're worried probably about his shelf life. If I had to guess, just how many reps he got at Michigan State, they're probably just worried about his shelf life.
Yeah,
which is a perfectly normal thing.
I understand.
They'll still probably be early second though. Even a couple of them.
Yeah.
I think every NFL team should be a little gun shy about drafting these high running backs.
Yeah, like Saquon's a bust. Zeke's not been the best.
You see what's happening here. I just don't think a team is
a lot
willing
of
to
injuries.
waste.
It scares you.
Yeah, I don't think a team is willing to waste a first round pick on someone
and it's
that
easily
may play
replaceable
3 games.
too.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, there might be a little bit of a drop off, but it's not one where it's like going to kill you 90% of the time.
Look at the 49ers situation. Elijah Mitchell did great. Chuba
And he was
Hubbard,
undrafted or 6th rounder or something, wasn't he?
Chuba Hubbard did good for the Panthers when Christian McCaffrey went down.
D'Ernest Johnson for the Browns.
I
Some great
Williams for the Chiefs did good when
CeeDee
went down.
Yeah. So
Gibson went down. The backup.
And what's crazy is for the 49ers, they drafted Trey Sermon, 2nd round?
Yeah.
And they didn't even give him a chance. Like, that's got to scare you out there just alone.
Yeah. There's dogs that want to eat, man. They want to play.
Talking about them high drafted running backs. What happened to Todd Gurley? Where the hell is he at?
Denver.
Yeah, he's
in Denver.
Are you sure?
I thought Melvin Gordon was with Denver.
That's who I'm thinking of.
Did he not retire?
He might have. He was in Atlanta, was he not?
Yeah, at one point I know he was.
He couldn't get healthy after he tore that ACL that second time or something, right?
Todd Gurley did not play this year.
Yeah, he didn't play. I just looked.
Yeah.
I don't know if he retired or not, but it probably would be a good idea for him.
Maybe before he got hurt, he was.
Yeah, no, he's a good running back. Good running back. I liked him. Okay. All right. I think that's it for the mock draft, right? Yeah, that is it for the mock draft. Okay. Now for one of our favorite segments, because that means baseball season almost here. And since the MLB is fucking up bad, we can talk about college baseball because the D1 baseball rankings, the ones I like personally, Baseball America is okay, Perfect Game is okay, but I think D1 usually does a good job. They came out with their first rankings for college baseball for the preseason, and we always like you will hear a lot of college baseball in this podcast because we're big baseball fans. I think all of us here play baseball at some point, and we all love the game. So hopefully MLB will figure it out. If they don't, then we always have college baseball, which never lets us down because there's always chaos in college baseball. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about at number 4 is the defending champs. Mississippi State is at number 4. Are you shocked by their low ranking? Do you think they should be number 1? Or do you think it's fine that they're in the top 5, just not number 1?
Okay, so as far as State being at number 1, I think Bond said it the other day. I believe if you win a national championship, you should start out the next year at number 1. I don't care what you lose. You just won a national championship. I believe you should start out on top until somebody proves you're not that top dog. So, I think they should be number 1.
I can get behind that, especially when Texas is number 1 after you beat them 2 out of 3 times in Omaha.
Yeah.
I don't see the sense in that.
But the D1 baseball rankings are like this every year. There's always
they are
because Ole Miss started out at 1 last year, and who went the year before that? Vandy and
Well, remember COVID. Ole Miss started that number 1.
I could say Ole Miss though, because they had that 20 game win streak,
and I'm not going to argue that.
Yeah, I think we lost it was 1 game to Louisville.
Beginning of the year. Yeah.
Oh my bad. I was thinking of the COVID year. Who started out 2020 as number 1 though?
It was Louisville, wasn't it?
Louisville.
Yeah.
And Vandy won it that year, before.
Vandy won it the year before.
So I guess D1 baseball always does that.
If you look at 2 of the 3 teams that are ahead of Mississippi State, they beat Vandy 2 out of 3, and they beat Texas 2 out of 3 late in the year in Omaha. The only one that didn't was a team that didn't make it, Arkansas, who swept us in the middle of the year, which is fine, whatever. But Arkansas they're always gonna choke. They probably won't win a national championship.
But now they did play to me, they did play the best team in their super.
Okay,
regional.
so this is where I'm gonna argue. There's a difference between best and there's a difference between hottest.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They played the hottest team. I agree. Now, if State would have played that team, I do believe that still State, Arkansas. Actually, I believe Arkansas was the best team, but they met the hottest team.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
you know, it doesn't matter how good you are; it matters how hot you are. So, but I agree that North Carolina State probably the hottest team there. They are at 13, I believe. They're down there, pretty good. They're down.
They're at 10.
They're at 10.
10. Okay, so 10.
Which I think that's respectable because they did lose a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did. They did. But back to State at number 4. State, we follow a little bit more than some people. In the outfield, I think that we'll be okay. We got 2 returning starters. Somebody's going to have to step up in that outfield, whether that be Kellum Clark, whether that be somebody else. But Mule will be back. Braylon Skinner will be back, so that's fine.
We got Jess Davis.
Yeah, Jess Davis.
Okay.
He's going to be a stud. That's a name to look out for this year.
I think Kellum's going to start in right, and then Mule's in left.
Okay. You don't think Braylon starts?
No, I think he's going to have the same role he did last year, where he comes in late game for defense.
I love Braylon too, but
I would just rather have Kellum DH and play Braylon and right.
Yeah,
Braylon's.
Yeah,
he's
but
definitely got to be a predator.
Braylon's bat is so hit or miss.
You can DH for somebody else. That kid from Pearl River. You can DH Luke Hancock if you want to put him at first. So I mean, you can.
I do like Luke a lot as a DH.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you can have. We imagine that Cameron James will be a third. We imagine that Forsyth will be at short. We might see Leggett at second. We might see one of the other transfers at second.
Yeager at second.
Yeah, that's what I think. But we might see Leggett early in the year a lot. Yeah. And we'll have either Hancock at first, the kid from Pearl River at first. Might have one of them, and then obviously Lotan will be behind the plate. Pitching wise,
last year,
the Pearl River kid's the big lefty, right?
Is that the kid that plays first base?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the kid.
That dude needs to be DHing.
I think he was playing first. I think he was playing first the scrimmage I went and saw.
Yeah, me and Hitch saw him at first.
Yeah,
but yeah, one of those guys.
I remember last year we didn't really solidify our DH till like late in the season. Like we were DHing like three guys. So you might see Leggett DH some.
Wasn't Hatcher? Hatcher was playing first, and Luke was DH.
Hatcher, yeah, because Hatcher was better defensively.
Yeah.
So.
Do y'all think Luke will be behind the plate any this year?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. I don't think.
And then Logan Tanner DH those
midweek games or
midweek games.
That's going to be one
midweek games and maybe
if
one.
You're up 2-0
one weekend
on Sunday,
game.
Yeah.
If you're up 2-0 going into Sunday, why not? Give Lotan a break. But yeah. I don't want to spend time on one team because I know it's our team. But State at 4 is kind of the big thing. Texas is at number 1. Personally, I think this is kind of absurd. Are you buying this Texas team or are you selling this Texas team?
Selling.
Lost Madden, so it's a sell for me.
They lost Madden and their stud center fielder.
Yeah.
I mean, that was by far their 2 best players, and they're both going to be gone. So
I feel like Texas Tech might win Big 12 this year.
Hell, Oklahoma State's in the top 25. They beat Vandy last year. They played Vandy very well last year.
They're not just top 25. They're 7th.
They're 7th. And I think the Texas. I think the Texas team's gonna be good. I don't think they're number 1 good.
I think they should be top 5. I mean, they had a lot of.
I think they belong to be in there.
Yeah.
I like Arkansas or Vandy at number 1 more than I like.
I don't like Vandy at 1.
Vandy's losing Rocker and
Vandy's always going to have guys though.
Who's that little freshman pitcher that threw last year?
Christian Little.
He's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Is that the blonde?
No, he's the black kid.
The guy that looks like Kamar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
much skinnier.
Vandy, you lose your 2 best pitchers. You lose your catcher. You lose Dominic Keegan. You're losing.
I'm pretty sure Tate Kolick's gone.
Who's their right fielder? I think he's there for another year.
Did Kemp leave?
Hold on, let me check.
Or not Kemp. Enrique Bradfield, did he leave?
No, he was a freshman.
No, he was a freshman.
Yeah,
we got to worry about him.
Yeah, he's gonna be a.
We got him coming back.
The dude's fast.
The catcher left, right? I'm pretty sure the catcher was older. Yeah, that dude was good. I liked him.
Let's see here.
Oh.
No, Dominic Keegan's back. Never mind. He's a fifth-year senior, I guess. So he's saying, what's that dude's name? Austin something. Played right field.
Martin, something like that.
Austin Martin's in the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got drafted last year or 2 years ago.
Damn, what's this fucker's name? I'll find him. Hold on.
My point is that Vandy's going to have guys not only coming back, but they always find studs from around the country.
Yeah.
The guys that can play. So they're always going to be in the mix. It's kind of like what, State is now. They find guys and they, put them in a winning culture. So that's kind of what Vandy is. The SEC, I think, is going to be the conference to beat this year. They have 5 teams inside the top 10. Those 5 being Arkansas, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and Florida. Florida is still a very young team. I think they are a team to watch out for in the SEC. They were young last year. The guys had some growing to do, and I think they might be a team that can not only win the East. I don't really know. I don't like how the SEC works in baseball because they don't really give SEC East and West, champions. But I mean, they kind of do, but not really. But I think they're a team that locks up the East. But I also think they can make a run at the SEC tournament and maybe win that game. I mean, they have a lot of young guys. They have a lot of young pieces. They kind of remind me of a Tennessee of last year, kind of with the pieces being there. Tennessee had not, some vets that came back. I think Florida is going to be kind of the same way. I like Florida in the SEC. And them being in the top 10 is definitely good. I think they should be there.
I think conference championships in college baseball is the most useless thing in any sport. It's so dumb.
Yeah, because regular season doesn't mean nothing, really. You're probably going to make the tournament, I would imagine, if you do win it. But you're really more worried about the tournament championship than you are
right.
And that's just because of the
past 3 years, State's proven that too. I mean, y'all don't look good in the SEC tournament at all, and then y'all come out and make y'all go to Omaha.
Yeah, we were just trying to find our number 3 pitcher that whole tournament. That's all we were doing.
Isaiah Thomas. So it was.
Is he coming back?
No, no, he's not. He stepped away from the program and called out their program and pretty much quit playing.
Oh damn.
Okay. Is he going to play somewhere else?
No.
What?
I thought it. He says, "This is quote. I'm happy to announce I will be stepping away from my last year in the program."
Damn. Okay. Interesting. Wonder what's going on inside.
Do y'all think Tennessee is too low at 19?
I don't think they're too low.
Did they lose a lot?
I don't think they're too low. The one I hate in the SEC, and I kind of want to switch out. I don't like Georgia. I like Kentucky. That's kind of the only thing I would switch out.
Kentucky ain't even in there, are they?
No, they're not. That's what I'm saying. Switch out Georgia and Kentucky, But this is an SEC that might be pretty loaded this year. We've talked about A&M. We've talked about South Carolina. We've talked about LSU's not in the top 25. So
yeah, they are.
Oh, where are they at?
They're 8.
Yeah, they're 8.
Oh, then I overlooked them.
I saw some other little polls. Some of them had LSU.
Yeah, I don't think Florida's in the top 10.
Oh,
they're 9.
Are they?
Yeah. Oh, well, what the hell?
9, yeah.
I did my math wrong then. There's 6 teams inside the top 10.
I will say LSU is one of those young teams. They've been young the last couple of years, it seemed like.
Yeah.
And they got some filthy pitchers that.
My fault, LSU. My fault, Tigers. Go Tigers.
And who did LSU end up hiring as their head coach?
Oh shoot.
It was a pretty big name, wasn't it?
Who else?
It was
yeah. Was it a guy from Big 12 school?
Was it
from Arizona?
I thought it was Arizona's coach.
Maybe it was.
Yeah, he brought some transfers over from Arizona.
Yeah,
he brought 2 kids.
So
LSU's going to be
pretty
tough.
good. We'll talk about
dangerous.
them then. Okay. I'm sorry, I looked them over. I did my math wrong. I can't count. But Auburn, they're always scrappy. I think the only one you can kind of rule out is Alabama. I don't think Alabama. Their program is so bad. Hearing people talk about that program, I felt bad for them. But the SEC is going to be the conference to beat again. I think.
You feel bad for Alabama?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they have to suck at one sport, right?
You'd think.
Yeah.
And were they not in the top 25 in baseball like not too long ago? Not
I think
last year.
It was
No,
a
I think it
couple
was
years
last year
ago
at
or
one
something.
point. Yeah, you're probably right.
They cracked the top 25. They were like 24 for a couple weeks, I think.
Yeah. But again, it's any given weekend in the SEC. Oh, the other one is Missouri. Missouri's not very good.
Missouri.
We'll talk a little bit more about Georgia because they might come out with a lot of young guys. But I think Kentucky might be a little bit better than them personally. Okay. These are just preseason rankings, obviously, but are there any teams not in the top 25 that you kind of think should be in the top 25?
Nebraska. Nebraska was number 19 before the regionals, and they were the highest ranked team to play in a national seed regional. And they took Arkansas to elimination game. Number 19 being in the number 1 seeds regional. That was some BS.
I mean, I kind of didn't pay attention to that regional, but now that wait a minute. Now I kind of remember that regional because we were at Drifters when that regional was going on, and we noticed one of the games because they took them to the last game. You said, right?
Yep.
Didn't they beat them like bad one night?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I remember that. Yeah. Okay. But Nebraska, are they not ranked at all? They're not ranked. Okay. Nope. All right. Well, Nebraska. Okay. Home team, maybe make it to Omaha.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. I kind of touched on mine. I think Kentucky not being in the top 25 after a really good year last year is kind of weird. Maybe they don't have anybody coming back, but I think they're a team to kind of look out for. I think they should probably be in the top 25. Personally, that's just me.
I think Southern should be up there. Maybe
not.
I
like Southern as well.
they were a 40-win team last year, and they always play us tough. Us handle this.
They can hit the baseball.
Yep. Yeah, they can. Clemson's another team that's on the top 25 that I think is kind of weird.
I'm gonna sell the UNA Lions.
Yeah, that's a hot take.
That is a little bit. That's steaming.
No, I really don't know. I don't know who else I would put up there.
Yeah, there's so much to keep up with in college baseball.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of stuff can happen like NC State where teams just get hot and you don't know who's going to come out playing their balls off the first week or the first, couple games of the year. It's hard to say.
Is Stanford in the top 25?
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
baseball.
UCLA in the top 25?
No.
Okay, that's one team that might be a team to look out for. UCLA is always good. They're probably one of the best teams in California.
Yeah.
And I know California is always, they have a lot of prospects over there. So, UCLA might be a team. Yeah.
Do y'all expect Arizona to kind of take a step down this year after losing their coach?
Yeah. I think coaching might affect it. I think
if they have their same hitting coach, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, because they fucking mashed, dude.
Bro, Doug Nikhazy, I think, threw 53 pitches in the first 2 innings against them.
Dude, that was hard to win because Doug is filthy. And they were all over.
They worked his ass off, dude.
Yeah.
Like, dude was drenched in sweat, like, in the second inning because of just how bad it was. I've never seen – I like Doug. I love Doug. He's a great pitcher. I wouldn't say the best pitcher. I mean, what do you get drafted, second round?
Something like that.
Did he go?
Yeah. If not, it was third.
Yeah. But
I don't think he dropped the third. I think he did get
I think you're right. He is second.
They worked him.
Yeah.
But now, do they work? Do they work anyone else like that in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Dude, okay, I know the NC State thing was crazy in college World Series. But what about Stanford blowing that was it a 2-run lead to Vandy in the bottom of the ninth?
Yeah.
Noah Beck, wild pitch
that
to
was,
throw the
that
game.
was a great game, though. That was an awesome game.
Yeah.
I hated seeing Vandy win that. Also, yeah, Stanford's at 6, by the way. Also, a team that I don't see on here is Louisville. Louisville has a winning culture. They're always really good, and they're not.
Yeah, but they're kind of up and down though.
They are, but I'm just saying this
historically,
a team that's,
I guess.
A college baseball blue blood, I would say, and they're not on there. So something different. Okay, are there any teams that are dark horses to make a run at the title? I'll go first because I have 2. One of mine is Miami. Miami was very young last year. They had a lot of guys that that came from Cuba and the Dominican. They had a good number of those guys. I think they might make a run at the title. They were young last year. They were 33-21 last year. I think they can use that as an advantage. Some growing, and they might get some veterans. Something to look out for. Another one, I always like to bring this team up because they are always good. They are always consistent, and they'll beat you any day. They don't care who you are. It's Dallas Baptist. I love that team. I love watching them play. Those guys are just out there to win, and they always do. I like Dallas Baptist. They might be a team that makes a run at Omaha. They always get so close, and I think they might jump a hump, next couple of years. But I think this year they might make a run and look pretty good.
Man, I think Oregon State might have a chance to make a run this year. They lost all them guys 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And that coach, he's one of the best coaches in the country. I mean, it's going to be a short time before they're back up there at the top again. Which I mean, they're 18. It's not like they're at the bottom, but
if they can keep their pitchers away from little girls, they'll be all right.
Well, I mean, that year they ended up winning it.
You didn't have to say all
that. Hey, can I backtrack for a second here? And for a team that I'm not surprised it's not in the top 25. So Virginia is not in the top 25.
Oh, yeah.
Are y'all shocked about that? I think they lost a lot.
They probably did, but I mean, again,
they're always there.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, they have, it's really coaching based. They didn't lose a coach,
they can make
Florida
another
State's
run.
at 11 too. I didn't even see that.
East Carolina at 12. Love that one, by the way. Love that one. That's
deserving.
But DBU is at
22.
Yeah. So I really like them. They're always in the mix. I think.
I got a question. What happened to Washington? They made it to Omaha a couple of years ago.
What happened to Michigan? Michigan made it to
but they weren't just a high seed.
Was that not kind of like a wild run for them though?
Yeah,
like they went on like a crazy run.
Yeah, it was like a Cinderella story almost.
But Washington was in Omaha. I think it was that same year that Michigan made it.
It was because State made it that year. Yeah,
yeah.
Right.
Didn't Washington have like a really good catcher?
They had that one really good pitcher. I know that. That dude that threw from that high 3/4, throwing sinker balls in there.
Wait, wasn't Virginia in Omaha last year?
Yeah.
State put them
out.
That
is weird. Why the hell are they not?
Steven Scott
lost a shit ton.
That is weird.
I wonder what that dude got drafted. That dude that's on no-hitter through like the 7th inning.
Oh.
You know who I'm talking about for Virginia?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the dude that was throwing like 96, 97.
97?
Yeah. That dude was filthy.
He had like a 6 ERA going into that game.
Yeah, dude.
I was like, he probably could have thrown up like 2 strikes this whole game, and that dude just starts dotting. It's like, oh shit, we might be in trouble.
Dude, that dude was shoving. Yeah.
His walks per 9 was like really really high. His whip. Bond said his whip was like a 1.7 or something going into that game, and he shut us down. It was crazy.
We ended up getting to him the 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other teams? might
Smoking
make
it.
a run at Omaha, maybe win a championship, maybe. Dark horses, obviously.
Yeah.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Any dark horses? Any
I
more?
have a dark
Y'all got
horse
any?
just to have a decent season compared to their recent seasons, and that's A&M. Just hired TCU's coach, and he took TCU to 5 World Series, and they just bought him out from TCU. So
I could say A&M.
A&M.
Is there any way to bet like before the season on Ole Miss losing their super regional? Because I'd take it. I'd take it.
Take it too.
I don't know why they can't get over the super regional hump.
I'll
They're
tell
a
you
good
why.
team year in and year.
It's that head coach. He's been there 20 years and
but he has a good program every year and has a good year. It seems like every year
he can't finish.
So
hey, speaking of Ole Miss, though, do y'all have any pitchers coming in?
I think we had one come in. I don't know his name. That said he's supposed to be decent.
His name is Hunter Elliott
from Tupelo, Mississippi.
How do you expect to make it that deep after losing Gunner and Dawg? Like,
well, that's what I was getting at.
Gunner didn't pitch.
I know he didn't pitch late in the season, but I mean, like, you lose 2 top 20 arms in college baseball. That's very hard to replace.
Derek Diamond, and I think that other kid's name is like McDaniels or something. They're going to have to step up this year.
Diamond will have to step up.
Yeah, but Diamond was a closer last year. Is he going to be a starter?
He was our 3.
No, he was number 3. What was
Diamond
the closer's name?
Broadway. Taylor Broadway.
Yeah.
So he got drafted.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was good. Okay. Yeah, so he's not coming back. I don't know. They're gonna have to be a couple guys step up.
Our pitching was rough last year, but it's gonna look really rough this year, I believe. You're gonna see a lot of 9 to 7 ball games with Ole Miss.
I better have a workhorse come in because I mean that's all y'all had was Doug last year.
Y'all really like that Wes Burton kid.
Yeah, Wes Burton.
He's solid.
You never know. All right. Anything else on college baseball besides we're really excited for it and we have less than a month?
Arkansas's
29 days.
Arkansas's ace towards UCL.
Yeah.
All right.
Love
Number
that.
2 team, losing their guys. So, not good for them at all. Not good for them. Okay. College baseball to NFL. We are going to go over these really quick because I think we've talked pretty much a little bit about them. I just want to know y'all's picks. Kind of who's going to win and, stuff like that. So the first game is the Bengals on the road at the Titans. Who y'all got? Bengals, Titans. Who y'all thinking?
Spoiler alert. I'm taking Joey B.
Yeah, if Joey B can keep his momentum rolling, I'm taking the Bengals all day.
Bengals 2-score game.
Okay.
I'm
going to go against y'all.
Okay.
I'm thinking I love Joey B. I love the boys. I think Titans win a close one. They control the clock.
I'm with Wilkie on that one.
I think they control the clock a little bit, keep Joey B off the field, let Derrick Henry work his magic. I think the Titans win this one in a close one.
Yeah, I think I picked the Bengals last week, but after sitting and thinking about it, just getting off that Bengals high from last weekend, I'm gonna have to go with the Titans too. I believe. I like Joey B and I like the Bengals, but I still think they're a couple of years away from being that team.
I wouldn't say couple years.
1 year.
Yeah,
2 good picks away.
Couple years is 2. So.
Thanks, Spawn.
Yep, I got you, Pedigo.
Yeah, I'm with Wilkie on this one. I think Tennessee wins this.
I think Joey B, the last 3 games was his 10 touchdowns, fucking 1,300 yards. Dude's on the games that he's played. Now, you can't count the Browns game because he didn't play that game. But dude's just on fire right now.
Yep.
And, I know Derrick Henry's back playing, but it's his first game back in how many weeks?
Since weeks 7 or 8.
7 or 8, I think.
He's not going to be 100%.
They were just resting.
You might play a little timid.
Man.
They were just resting him.
Man. I don't know.
What's the next one?
Yeah, man, they're just resting him for 8 weeks. Don't worry about it.
All right, the next game. Yeah. The next game is the Bills on the road at the Chiefs. This one might be game of the week. It might be game of the playoffs, but Bills Chiefs.
I would like to add something to this game. Willie Gay Jr. was arrested.
Willie.
I mean,
No, it was bad.
I reckon
Like what? A vacuum.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Wilkie just had like an out of world moment.
What'd you just do?
Nothing, dude. That was crazy. Okay. All right.
His face when he came back on.
Anyways,
yeah, I think
aside from that fact,
it says it's still recording. So yeah, go ahead.
It said recorded stopped and it said recording resumed, simultaneously.
I feel like he could have gotten away with the vacuum and phone, but like breaking the humidifier, I think that's what crossed the line. You don't mess with somebody's breathing.
That's messed up for real. I think I'm gonna go with the Bills in this game. As shocking as that sounds, I think they're just playing.
The Chiefs don't have Willie Gay, so they're obviously
true.
I'm going to Chiefs win in a close shootout.
I think Bills win in a close shootout.
I think
I don't even want to pick this game.
By the way, this is not the next game. This was the Sunday night game.
It's the next game we're talking about, Brian.
Yeah, I went AFC first. We'll go AFC then NFC.
I didn't know if you were
alphabetical order. Sorry, AFC first.
I really feel like this game could go either way.
I'm taking the Chiefs here. They got all their weapons back besides Solaire Hyde, isn't it? He's still out, ain't he? No, he's back. Edward Solaire Hyde.
Well, he didn't play.
Clyde Edwards.
He didn't play.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Bad look for Raven.
He read off the class roll right there.
Yeah.
It's still the COVID.
I know Mahomes is a gunslinger, but the Bills have two really good coverage linebackers in Milano and Klein. They got a fantastic, if one of the best safeties in the league, in Micah Hyde. Defense played really good. I know they played the Patriots, whatever. I think it's still going to be a shootout, but I think Josh Allen and the Bills have kind of figured it out lately. I think they're playing really, really well. I think they're kind of the team to beat in the AFC. So that's why I think the Bills kind of win a close one. I think it's going to be extremely close.
I think it's going to be a defensive game.
It's in Kansas City, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, if it was in Buffalo, I think I'd pick probably the Bills.
Yeah.
Just because of the cold weather. But I think I'm going to go with Chiefs.
I mean, it's cold in Kansas City, too.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but it's not no
I really don't think it's going to be defensive hitch. These two offenses are clicking. It's just like they're almost
scored over 40 points.
Yeah, they're both borderline unstoppable. The quarterbacks are on fire. I just think it's not. I don't think there will be. I mean, there will be defensive stops, but I think both teams score over like 27 points. I think it's like a 38-35, 38-34, hell, even a 41-34, something like that.
Probably come down to whichever offense has the ball last.
Yeah, I really do.
I hope
or we could all be wrong, and one team goes out there and beats the other by 35 points. So
yeah.
As long as Jackson Mahomes doesn't make too many TikToks on the sidelines, I think the Chiefs will be good.
That's a big thing. Is Jackson Mahomes?
So me, Avon, and Avery are riding the same team.
We got to make like an over/under on how many TikToks he's gonna make.
Or just make a poll. Which do you think you'll see more on Twitter this week? Jackson Mahomes TikToks or Bills throwing themselves through tables?
There
Bills
you go.
fans throwing themselves through tables.
They love to do
Mafia,
that.
baby.
Probably going through tables, honestly.
Yeah, honestly. All right, the next one we have is the Buccaneers and the Rams. I believe the Bucs are playing in Los Angeles. Is that right?
No.
Los Angeles and Buffalo, or Los Angeles and Tampa Bay. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, they're the 2 seed.
Yeah, I forgot the Rams lost that last game and moved down to the 4. Fucking idiots. Okay. I like the Rams, but I'm not picking against Tom Brady. So I'm going Bucks in a close one.
I'll do it. I'll pick against Tom Brady. I'm going the Rams. I think the Rams beat them.
I got Bucks in a 2-score game.
Okay. Hell yeah.
You don't bet against Brady, man.
Can't bet against Brady. Here's what I will say. I want the Rams, and I do think the Rams have a great shot at winning this game. But again, Tom Brady's on the other team, and I can't.
You don't.
Rams
don't.
are still under my fraud cards.
There you go.
2 of my fraud card teams lose last weekend. So when
I told y'all last week, Matthew Stafford's going to get his swagger back.
When I put fraud cards on teams, they do exactly what I said.
No, you lifted the fraud card off the Cowboys, so
I put it back on.
Like when they lost.
Yep.
Literally, right when he put the fraud card back on them, they made a comeback.
Nope, they still lost.
Yeah, but we made a comeback.
Still lost.
We're getting shut out when you said
Mike McCarthy heard me say the fraud card, and he said, "You know what? I'm gonna call."
That's what motivated our locker room. Honestly, I think.
Y'all hear about Bond putting the fraud card back on us?
All right.
I like Rams money line though.
Okay, I don't hate it because I think it's a pretty good matchup. So this one might have a little bit more of a chance to be defensive. Actually, no, it's not. That one's going to be a shootout probably too. Okay, last one. Not. 49ers, Packers. I think the 49ers are scary, but I think it's Aaron Rodgers' year. I'm going to go Packers by like 10 to 12, something like that.
I'm going to go Packers in a blowout.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going Packers as well.
I like Packers, but I'm not going 49ers spread. Or I'm going 49ers spread, though.
What is the spread, by the way?
5.5.
5.5. No, I'm still picking Green Bay.
I'm taking Green Bay at Green Bay. Just no shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Green Bay, but in the back of my mind, you never know. Aaron Rodgers probably hates Packers still. He just wants to get back at him. He might turn into the real life Paul Crewe from The Longest Yard and just shave points off a football game.
It's the second Paul Crewe reference in 2 weeks, I think.
He's going to shave points. He's going to do it.
Thanks for keeping count at home.
Do y'all know if Bosa and Warner is going to be back? Like, I know they got hurt last week.
Pretty sure Kurt Warner retired.
Fred.
Did you say Pedigo?
It was Bosa, right? That got hurt last week.
Yeah.
Warner's coming back.
It was concussion.
Back in the game.
No, it's a concussion, I think, is it not?
Warner hurt his knee.
Oh, are we talking about Bosa or Warner?
Both.
Top one.
I think
Warner.
Bosa is going to be a game time decision. I guess
I think
depends on if he passes the protocols for concussion.
But I think Warner's playing because I'm pretty sure Warner went back out on the field.
Okay.
All right. That's it for NFL. Those games are both Saturday and Sunday. We'll keep a close eye on those make sure you're keeping up with our bets because we're going to have our bets live. Okay. I don't really want to talk NBA right now. There's so much else going on that like NBA All-Star. I'm not, it is what it is. Whatever. All right. Favorite segment that we like to do on this show, and it's our favorite segment of the week, is our Superdawg of the week, our Underdog of the week, and our Dawg of the week. So I'm going to go first with my Underdog of the week, and I'm going English Premier League. I looked at this one a little bit. West Ham is playing Man United. West Ham is plus 295, but they have won 4 of their last 5. I think that Man U is kind of in a little bit of a dry spell. I think West Ham beats them 1-0, 2-1. Late goal kind of comes on top, plus 295. So I kind of like West Ham money line in this one personally. All right, Haven, you want to go with your Underdog of the week?
Yeah, my Underdog of the week is going to be the Cincinnati Bengals.
What's the spread?
I just think Joey B is
plus 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're going to win. I'm not worried about them covering. I just think they're going to win the entire.
A money line, like it.
Okay. All right, Hitch, Underdog. Who's your Underdog?
I got the Rams.
God.
Okay. All right, Bond, Underdog.
I'm going to go with Bengals, not just covering the spread, but also their money line. Joey B is going to torch the Titans and then go party it up on Broadway.
By the way,
did you agree to the plagiarism thing that you had to agree to before jumping on the podcast?
Yeah, my fault.
By the way, what is the money line odds for the Bengals?
I have
155 plus 155.
That's not okay. Avery, Underdog of the week.
Honestly, I'm going to go with the 49ers. I know I said the Packers are probably going to win that game, but, 49ers were the underdog against the Cowboys last week, and I know pretty much all of us thought that the Cowboys were going to win that game, and they didn't end up doing so. I think going back to what we said about college baseball and baseball teams, it doesn't matter who's the best. It matters who's the hottest. I think 49ers are pretty hot right now. I think it's going to be hard to stop them. They looked really good on defense. Jimmy Garoppolo looked really good last week. I think if he can follow suit and keep up that, I feel like they could go into Lambeau and beat the Packers.
They're 8-2 in their last 10.
Okay.
They just played the worst team in the playoffs, so that's why.
Yeah, they did.
I didn't know
over the Eagles.
I don't think the Bucs.
That's a hot take.
All right, Pedigo, who is your Underdog of the week?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Dylan and go with the Rams. But I do want to throw out there, I hadn't seen the spread on it yet, but
it's
2.5.
3.
Not that.
3.
Y'all let me finish.
No.
Let me finish.
The State and Ole Miss game, y'all. Okay, you know what? You know what?
What?
Can I talk?
Yeah, go
please.
I don't know. Can you?
The State and Ole Miss game. I don't know if State's going to be favored or if they're underdogs, but y'all are. I was about to say I'm taking State either way.
Home by 20.
Ole Miss just does not look good right now. I think State wins that either way. I didn't know if they was underdogs, so I went ahead and threw it out there.
Okay. Okay. Next one is Superdawg of the week. The spread is not out yet, but Kentucky plays on the road at Auburn. I will imagine Auburn will be favored, and I think Auburn beats them by double whatever the spread is. I'm gonna if I had to pick a spread, it's gonna be Auburn 4.5. I think Auburn wins by 8-10. Auburn is the best team in the SEC. I thought about going Kentucky money line in that game, but I kind of watched Kentucky last weekend. I know they beat the hell out of Tennessee, but Auburn's an overall better team, and I watched Auburn absolutely destroy Georgia. Poor Georgia. I think Auburn's going to cover the spread, and they'll be over Kentucky.
Kentucky only beat A&M by 6 at A&M, so I think they're going to struggle at Auburn.
Yeah. So on the road at Auburn. If it was at home at Kentucky, I would have had Kentucky as my underdog. But since it's in Auburn, I think Auburn covers spread. All right, Aiden, go ahead.
I'm actually going to take Tennessee. They're favored to win as of right now against LSU at home. LSU's got a ranked higher and got a better record, but playing Tennessee at home.
Lost 2 straight,
it's gonna be pretty tough. Yeah,
LSU's
I think it'll come out.
That's what I was going to say.
Yep. Lost to Arkansas and then Alabama. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are they at Tennessee, you said?
At Tennessee.
Okay, They just lost at Bama. So, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. All right, Hitch, go ahead.
I guess. Has anybody else not gone?
Bond can go. Bond, go ahead.
I'm going to take Tennessee, too. I'm just fucking with you, Aiden. I got Bucks. I got Bucks minus 2.5.
Okay. All right. Avery, you got your Superdawg of the week?
I do. I got the Warriors for tomorrow specifically. Did I say that right? Yeah, specifically. Yeah. They play the Rockets at home, so I really don't think I have to say anything else.
We just beat the Jazz.
Nice Jazz.
All right, Pedigo,
Barry.
Superdawg.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the Atlanta Hawks against the Heat tomorrow night. I think they're a 1.5 favorite, so I'm gonna go the Hawks. I think they're gonna get it going, and they're about to start winning some games, and it's going to start tomorrow night.
That's a bold statement. Okay. Hitch, your last. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to take Wisconsin over Michigan State tomorrow night.
All right.
They just beat Purdue the other day, and they're riding a nice little hot streak right now. I like them in that matchup.
All right. Dog of the week. This is kind of one of my favorite segments. I'm not doing a player today. I'm doing a damn team. Okay. Tottenham was playing. Oh God, who did they play, Avery? You remember? Oh, Leicester City. They played Leicester City.
Oh, they scored like 2 goals. Yeah.
Yeah, Leicester City was up 2-1 in the 90th minute. Stoppage time came around. Tottenham scored 2 goals in stoppage time. By the way, my other dog of the week will be the dude who bet on Tottenham Moneyline to win at plus 1,700 when that bet was placed. And Tottenham won. Scoring 2 goals in a matter of 2 minutes is already hard enough, but to do it in stoppage time to take the lead against Leicester City, who's a pretty good European soccer team, that was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I mean, back to back, it was nuts.
I wonder if that dude knew he won that bet, because I think I'd have turned the game off at that point.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he bet $9 to win like 400 something on it was something crazy.
When you're betting when it's plus 1,700, you have to realize you have a gambling addiction. Like, I know it hit.
Yeah.
But when you're betting with
But I bet you after he hit that, he quit. Like, he's done. Like, he was like, holy shit. But yeah, Tottenham is my dog of the week, dude. What they did, you don't see that very often in the best soccer league in the world. And what they did was absolutely nuts. So I have to give a nod to Tottenham. And I don't like them personally.
The Hotspurs.
The Hotspurs. But yeah, they did something crazy against Leicester City. And I picked Leicester City money line. And they were up 2-1, and I saw that happen. So they're my dog of the week. All right, Avon, go ahead.
Tottenham podcast.
I'm taking Matthew Meyer from the Baylor Bears.
Okay.
Against West Virginia. White dude with the mullet. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Had 20 points, stepping up when they had a lot of injuries that game. 6 for 13 for threes. So primarily shooting from beyond the arc. So
you like that day?
I will say that was a huge win for Baylor after 2 straight losses to go into West Virginia, beat a good West Virginia team. So yeah, that was huge. All right, Hitch, you got your dog of the week?
Wait, is this from like the previous week?
The previous week, yes, sir.
Damn it. Let me.
Oh my God. Oh, come on, go ahead.
I got 1 dog of the week and 2 non-dogs of the week. My dog of the week.
Okay.
My dog of the week is Mike Leach. He picked up 3 solid kickers in the past 2 weeks.
3 kickers.
Let's go.
Both are graduate. You got 2 of them that are graduate transfers. So this is their last year to play.
And one's a JUCO guy. So what? Transfer portal. Just keep bringing them in and out.
We're not missing field goals this year, baby.
3 of them.
they're
so excessive.
Their longest for all 3 of them was over 50. So that's great news. And then I got 2 non-dog of the weeks. First one, Mike McCarthy's dense brain. And the second one is Cowboy fans because Duke is 0-1 since the Cowboys lost. Lakers are 1-1 since the Cowboys lost. And they're frauds. And the Yankees still suck.
Yeah. Dropping them dogs off at the pound.
God bless. Okay. Oh, Jesus. All right, Avery, do you have a dog of the week?
I do. And to follow suit with you, also our brothers over across the pond. And it's not just one person. And this is kind of culminated over the past couple weeks. So my dog of the week is McLaren Formula One team, Mercedes AMG Petronas Formula One team, Scuderia Ferrari F1 team, and Aston Martin Cognizant F1 team. They have all announced their launch dates for their cars for this upcoming Formula One season. So very excited about that. They're all within the next 2 or 3 weeks. there's still some teams that haven't announced their launch dates, which they need to hurry up because I'm excited. Also, to touch back on Formula One, Lewis, as far as Formula One fans go, we will not know if Lewis Hamilton is retiring until 2 days before the first race of the season. Damn. So there's that.
Unbelievable. Keeping us waiting. All right, Pedigo, your dog of the week.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier to y'all. I'm going to go Dale Earnhardt Jr. for getting elected into the NASCAR Hall of Fame. He was my favorite racer growing up. He probably wasn't as good as his dad, I'd say, but still pretty solid. And he was fun to watch. Yeah.
Pedigo, is Tony Stewart in that? Is Tony Stewart in the Hall of Fame?
I have no clue.
No, they don't put killers in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's run over more people than anybody in NASCAR, though.
He's ran over more people than won more races. All right.
That's Hall of Fame stats.
Hell yeah. All right.
Dude's a badass.
Send this home. Let's go.
All right. I was going to go Embiid for dropping a little 50-piece McNugget last night, but I thought it was way more impressive than what Mo Bamba did, dropping 32 on 7 of 8 from 3. That's going to be my dude right there. We love that.
Yeah. Check West will be proud. Check West will be proud. All right. That's going to do it for today. If you're listening, I hope you have a freaking great weekend. A lot of sports to watch this weekend. So go ahead and watch them. And, of course, stay tuned on our Twitter to make sure you get your right picks. All right.
Before we go, I want to add a not super dog of the week for me and Bond. We basically have gotten screwed out of race tickets by NASCAR. They owe us a makeup race for the Geico or the Yellowwood 500 that got rained out, and we couldn't go to the next race that they're doing to make up. So NASCAR, we want either our tickets or our money back.
No.
I'm putting that on Twitter. NASCAR is going to hear that. All right, NASCAR, send my brother and Bond tickets, you frauds, or you're going to end up on the dog of the week. All right, hope y'all have a great weekend. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. Send us home, boys.
I'll see you guys.
Good morning, good evening, and good night.
I didn't have a say in this week. I was procrastinating, and you know what? I'll come up with one on the spot. I'll just let me think a minute.
Oh Lord!
No, we're
too busy.
I got
this.
They say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, but you probably shoot like Shaq in life anyway, so don't take them. There you go.
Hey.
There you go.
Hell yeah! See y'all.
Dak was actually a high percentage shooter.